I've got my Purdue shirt on here. It's Tuesday at 4:18 a.m. Purdue beat Illinois Monday afternoon basketball, top 10 in the country. Go Purdue Boilermakers. There you go. I was driving Uber the other night during the Chiefs game playoff. I was driving Uber to make money and listening to the game on the radio. I kept on hearing people say forest, forest, wood. Well, trees grow in the forest. Wood is harvested from trees, and wood is used, basic material for lumber and paper and everything else. Forrest Smith was the name of the person. I remember that when I got arrested for trespassing and found guilty, his name was on a ticket or something. That guy needs to be put to death. His death penalty, his entire family put in prison, removed from the country. Cannot be permitted. If he's a real person or just some fictitious name those idiots make up, they all need to be put in prison. This was 1986 or 7. Who knows who they were, if they're still alive, if they're still around here? I have no idea. Never did. Just the whole place needs to be cleared out, starting especially after 86 when I got arrested for trespassing. Every person involved, the death penalty. And every single asset they have confiscated and handed to me. They're Nazi punks, they're mafia, they're scum, they're lying, gossiping idiots. I've had court papers telling me that Merrill Lynch Pierce Fenner Smith has nothing to do with Merrill Lynch in New York or the stock traded in the stock markets, and it's a privately owned company, has nothing to do with Merrill Lynch and the stock markets. Those people all need to be put to death, removed from civilization. They're punks, they're scum, they're inferior scum, lying idiots who should be put in cages and removed from our country. There's no limits to money and paycheck, therefore these Nazis have put limits on my paycheck, business activities. They owe me $1 trillion and $5 billion a year in paycheck for every year since kindergarten. Since I said my degrees don't matter. And first guy was this Forrest Smith fucking, if he's a real person or a fictitious person or a cop with a stupid looking mustache, or these idiots think they're salesmen so they get mustaches and that makes them a salesman. What makes them is idiots who flunked out of kindergarten. I don't give a shit. Intelligent life form only cares about ACT percent and degrees and money. If you disrespect any of those things, well, I'd say you probably face the death penalty. So, who are they exactly? They're all frauds, look-alike, identity thieves. That's what they do. Like the police arrest people, that's what they do. So they go around arresting me without nothing, no trespassing, whatever. I worked in Video Corner, so that's what I do. Well, really what people do, it's nobody, you want to create an issue, we address the issue. I worked in Video Corner. I own 15% through Dad, and that's why I worked there. I wasn't getting paid, and I didn't get my ownership never materialized for me that I had control of it. So, all the dumbass punks who put their nose in none of their business need to be put to the death penalty and removed from the country. I own one share of Merrill Lynch, $1 worth, 1 penny's worth, 2 shares, 100 shares. It's all been disrespected, so they owe me $1 trillion for the disrespect. Owners know the law's law. Period. Death penalty for all of them. Goes around, comes around. Everybody gets what they deserve. If you've never walked in another person's shoes, you can't understand them. So it's true, I never walked in my dad's shoes, so to know all the bullshit he experienced while I was, 16 years old and the perfect engineering, everything worked exactly logically the way it's supposed to. But in reality, it doesn't. It's just everything's a bunch of shit. Everything's used against me when I don't have it. When I get it, they disrespect it. And So they all need the death penalty. And they owe me $1 trillion for that. Every member of the board of directors of Merrill Lynch, Smith Barney, and Payne Weber since at least 86, 85 needs to be public identified and put on television to discuss these issues. And every person in charge of these Kansas City offices since 85 and since 79, because that's when they, it's all economics. I got an A+ Econ at Oklahoma State for a semester. I didn't go back there at that time, but it's all that mattered. They owe me $1 trillion. My degrees matter. Those people need to be put to the death penalty or moved from the country. It all matters. They owe me $1 trillion. They need to be identified publicly for the owners to know who the fuck they are, and for everybody who's ever had business there. I inherited money and it was in those places, so that's an issue that they need to face the death penalty for disrespecting me on that. And they're probably all a bunch of murderers and identity thieves, and I kill people and then have a lookalike steal their money, their bank account or stockbroker account. That's part of the gossip I've listened to. And I believe it's all true, because the police and courthouse back up the punk bullshit, and they're punk ass scumbag fucking bullshit fucking shit. Merrill Lynch, hand me $1 trillion. You haven't done it yet. Smith Barney, hand me $1 trillion. Payne Weber, hand me $1 trillion. Sprint, T-Mobile, hand me $1 trillion. Waddell and Reed, hand me $1 trillion. Police, KC Mo, Johnson County, hand me. Purdue, hand me $1 trillion for Wilbur Llewellyn's bullshit. He probably needs to go to prison too if he's a conspirator and me getting thrown in jail. Prisoner's Dilemma, that was a econ, the Prisoner's Dilemma. Well, an owner's an owner, and once, just because you own the place don't mean you get a paycheck to establish that precedent. You're no different than everybody else. With my experience and efforts, have to get paid $5 billion a year. My BS mechanical engineering this and test scores, ACT, GMAT, $5 billion a year. Punks, it ain't never gonna be over.